Hello and welcome. This is Theria's Beginner Guide Part 1 for Evony the King's Return. So you've just downloaded this game, Evony, and you don't really know too much about what it's about and you want to get a little bit better. Well, look no further, you're in the perfect place. So this guide will take you from keep levels 1, so right at the very beginning, to keep level 11. And there'll be part 2s and part 3s and part 4s to get you right up to keep 30. So first of all, this is the first screen that you see when you come into Evony. Now you've probably already played the game a little bit before you've came and looked at this video, but I'm just going to explain a really important concept first of all in Evony, which is first shown in this starting screen here, and it's called culture. Culture is a massive part in Evony, and what this means is that there are a variety of different cultures. So there's Europe, there's China, there's Japan, Korea, America, Russia, and Arabia. And as you can see here, each of these have special features. So Arabia, for example, gives you a gems gathering speed of plus 5%, a mounted troop HP of plus 5%, and a bonus from offering plus 5%. And every single one of these cultures give different what is called buffs. Now buffs are just these kind of features where it's like plus 10%, plus 5%, those kind of things. It's like an additional bonus, but we'll refer to them as buffs. Now when you're starting out, I would recommend going with Europe. It's the first one that you see, it's super simple, and I'll explain a little bit about that whilst we're waiting for the game to load. Now, part of the buff for Europe is that there is a increase in march speed towards monsters, which is super useful because you're going to be joining and killing lots and lots of bosses and monsters and things like that. And there's also an increase in mounted troop attack. This is only a very small increase, but it's also can be super useful, especially in the early days of a server. And what's more, as we'll later discover, there is a thing called the subordinate city, and you'll get a little bit of a construction bonus boost from the subordinate city. Now here we are, brand new account, we've just spawned in for the first time, and we have our level 1 keep. So for those that just saw what I just done, when the tutorial pops up you can actually skip it, you just click 10 times away from what it's asking you to do. And I just done that just to help show you guys this video. So you can follow the tutorial if you like. It'll go a little bit slower paced than what I do and what I would recommend, but that's totally fine. If you'd like to learn the controls a little bit better, it's pretty good for that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to click on our keep and we're going to click upgrade. And we have the instant upgrade and it's free. This is because it's under a certain time threshold. Typically this time threshold is 5 minutes for new players. So again, it's asking us to build something. However, a lot of the time I'm just going to skip things in this tutorial because I'll go a little bit faster than the tutorial. I've been playing Evony the King's Return for around about 5 years now, and I actually started playing Evony in general approximately 12 years ago. So I've been around the block, and I'll be skipping quite a lot of things here just to speed up the process. So we're just going to click 10 times away from here, and it'll let us skip. Now we want to upgrade again to keep level 3, but this time it's telling us we have to level up our walls. So we could have clicked that go to button there, but I'm going to help you guys get a little bit more accustomed to what's actually out there. So if we scroll down here, here's our walls. So we can click upgrade, and again we can click free. So as it's doing this, it's spending resources. So here it's spending food and it's spending wood. And you can also see this at the top of the screen as well. So if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see food, wood, and then gold. There will be another 2 resources that we unlock as we get to higher levels. There will also be stone and there will be ore. So this time we're actually going to have to speed it up. We don't want to use our gems right now. And it says there's no available speed ups. That's okay. So what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll go back again. As you're leveling up your keep levels, every time you do so, you get a special reward. If you click the 3 dots on the right hand side, and then you click items. Look for what will be top left in your inventory for now. This may change as you progress through the game and get new items and things like that, more items, but for now, generally speaking, it'll probably be top left in your inventory, under the common section. And as you can see, as we're opening up, we're getting some of these items. So To unlock the next growth package, we have to get to level 3. So I'm just going to open up some gems for now because they're going to be quite useful. And as you can see under our speed up tabs, we have 10 5-minute speed ups. So that means we can speed this up. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's hit use, and then we can hit free because it's under that 5 minutes. Now you can increase those 5 minutes to be quite a bit more, but at the start it will be 5 minutes. If you hear clicking sounds throughout this video, it's actually because I'm playing this on computer. Now it is generally speaking a mobile game, however with Android emulators you can also play it on computers and things like that. If you want more information about this, I'll leave a link in the description below. So this, you're going to get a bunch of pop-ups every now and then. Just click exit. We don't need those. So we click on the keep again because we want to upgrade it, and it's saying, okay, we need to get our walls to level 3 and we need to get our farm to level 3. So we're going to click go to, and we're just going to click, actually this time we're going to use our gems. You know, usually, typically it's good to save your gems, although right now we're just trying to get to level 11 as fast as possible because it's really, really important. So we're going to click on go to again. This is just a really quick way to navigate around if you just click go to rather than having to manually scroll. And here we have a farm that we have to get to level 3. Now let me quickly show you. There is the farm, a sawmill, a quarry, an army camp and a mine. So unsurprisingly, the farm produces food, the sawmill produces wood, the quarry produces stone, and the mine produces ore. Now the army camp allows you to increase the amount of troops that you train at one time, and it also increases the troop training speed. So now, anyway, we're going to go and build that farm. So let's just get that up to level 3. There we go. And then we're going to upgrade our keep. So in our speed up settings here, we can actually click, you can use corresponding common speed ups when special speed ups are insufficient. I'm just going to click finish all and free. So I'll explain a little bit about speed ups. So there's various types of speed ups. The ones that can be used for anything are called common speed ups. So they're common just because they can be used for anything and they're quite easy to collect. You also get speed ups for construction, so when you're building new buildings, for healing, when you're healing troops, for training, when you're training new troops, for crafting, when you're crafting equipment. We'll come on to that in one of the later videos. And what else do you get them for? You're really making me think there. You'll also get them for traps as well, so you can make traps in your base to kill your enemies, so you'll get them for that as well. And then for research, so you can research new technology. But we'll come to that in a little bit. Don't worry if you don't understand what any of that means. Evony does have quite a bit of a steep learning curve. There is quite a lot to learn, but you'll definitely get there. It's a load of fun. Like I say, I've been playing it for years. It's really, really great fun. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm just clicking through, I'm just speeding things up. We don't really care about how we use things. You know, try and be efficient with your speed ups and things like that. You know, if you've got, say, 7 minutes left on a build, don't go and use a 1 day speed up. But generally speaking, right now, don't worry about anything too much. Anything that you get right now can be replaced pretty quickly later on in the game. So we're going to get some pop-ups from time to time. That's fine, just exit those. The pop-ups are just like they're packs. They're wanting you to buy things in the game. That's obviously how the game makes money. So we can't blame them. So sometimes there is actually a little bit of a glitch with the tavern in the early game. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to hit recruit. If you get this glitch, you might not. And then you just go back and that's it. Problem solved. Anyway, back to upgrading our keep, because that's all that we care about at the minute. We don't care about anything else. There's no need to worry about troops. There's no need to worry about technology or farms or anything like that. Just keep following along with what I'm doing and you'll be totally fine. Yep, so just use gems for that. That's totally fine. So yeah, later on, you are definitely going to want to save your gems. You're not just going to want to spend them as freely as we're doing right now. But you know, it's okay. We're at the start of the game. We're going to get loads more gems back. There we go. We've just got 2 more gems actually for reaching level 6. Great. Cool. So at level 6, this is the point where you can actually speak in world chat. So here we have our world chat. You also have alliance chat, and you have your whisper or your private messages. So yeah, you can go ahead right now and you can change your name or something like that. Let me just call mine theoryofgames.com. Oh, it's not going to be long enough. We'll just call it Theory of Games. This might already be taken, I'm not actually too sure. Oh, it's not. Perfect. Cool. So we are now called Theory of Games. Brilliant. So anyway, let's get back to the real Evony, I suppose, instead of messing around. Okay, it's asking us to make walls level 6. That's exactly what we'll do. Right, we've got a 3-hour speed up here, but we only need not even a full hour. So we're not going to do that. And we've ran out of gems. So what we'll do is, we'll go to our inventory. We'll have a wee look. Oh, yeah, we've got some packages that we can open because we've been upgrading our keep. That's great. That's great. We're just going to do this. We'll also get a special beginner gift as well. I believe that unlocks at keep 3, I want to say. And make sure you just open up all these gems and things like that. Remember, if I'm going too fast for you, please feel free, pause the video, take your time, slow it down, do whatever you need to do. I'm just going to kind of talk a little bit quickly because I don't want to make the video an hour long or anything like that. So yeah, do what you need to do. So yep, I'm just going to go through, I'm looking to upgrade things. So now it's saying conscription level 1. Now conscription is actually a technology that we can research in the academy. So the academy allows us to research things. So this conscription is asking us to research requires a level 2 academy, and it's in the military tab, and we only have to research it once, so it's only going to take 5 minutes. Now remember, like I said earlier, you can just click this little button. I think it's actually changed it now, so it's by default, which is actually really good because it used to not be. But if it isn't, you just click that little button. It'll let you use common speed ups as well. It will, basically prioritize using the specific ones and leave the common ones for when you really need them. It's actually quite a good little function. Sorry, let me just explain what I've just clicked on there because that's going to be a really interesting thing for you guys to learn about. So this building here, we have the tavern. Now, I'll talk about it in a second, but first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it to level 2 because it unlocks another little feature. And of course, the tutorial is going to tell us that as well. But, I'll hopefully be able to give you a little bit better information than the tutorial. So the tavern is where you can recruit generals, and generals just like lead your armies and things like that. They're super, super important, but we'll come on to them at another video. We don't need to know about that just yet. And here we have activity, so you can complete tasks throughout your day and you're going to earn speed ups and XP and materials and things like that, and all these kind of good things that you want to collect. Now you can scroll through this menu and you can see what tasks that you have available, and you can also see what rewards they give. So for example, gold levy. Levy gold for 5 times. Each one levy can give you 1 activity. So the first chest unlocks at 20 activity. So I need 4 more to get there, and I'll get some gold. So I'm going to go to the keep, and I'm going to press levy. So I can only free levy 3 times actually, so it's going to cost me gems. But I'm going to do it because, mainly for demonstration purposes, to be honest with you. I don't actually recommend doing this early in the game. But I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of information right now. And then there's also the Wheel of Fortune as well. I'm not too sure if we will have any tokens. Oh, we've got 500, perfect. So this Wheel of Fortune, it lets you spin and you'll win prizes and things like that. You can collect these little tokens quite easily from loads of different events. Have a little play around, you'll be able to figure it out in game, I'm sure. It's not too difficult. So you can spin once for 100, you can spin 10 times for 900. Although if you have 9,000 and above tokens, a third option will open up and it'll actually let you spin for 100 times. So I recommend waiting until you have 9,000 tokens because it basically just saves you a bunch of time. And like I say, getting tokens isn't too difficult. So, sorry, I keep on jumping the gun a little bit here. On the left-hand side, underneath your avatar and underneath the hammer, there's quests. Now you can complete these quests to get little bonuses and things like that. Personally, I don't think that they're so great. I wouldn't really bother, following them too much. It's nice if you unlock a quest, but I wouldn't make it my be-all and end-all. Now, we're going to upgrade the keep again. Although this time it says we've run out of resources. Although we have finally unlocked stones. I believe stones keep level 6. So we're going to click on the resources, we're going to click get, and we're just going to click max. And that's going to open up a bunch of these resources. I'm opening up more than what we need right now because we're going to use them all up in a second anyway. So it doesn't really matter too much. Now, one thing I will say, never, ever, ever use gems to buy resources. Do not do it. There's other ways to use gems to buy resources, but do not do it through this panel. You can do it in things like the black market, which you'll learn about in a little second. It's slightly cheaper and things like that. But even still, if you can avoid it, it's not worth it. Your gems are so much more valuable and useful. I just wouldn't do it, okay? Just trust me on this one. So, yep, there we go. We've got keep 7. Brilliant. So there's also a bunch of puzzles in this game. It's actually useful to complete, I think it's the first 10 or first 20 puzzles. They get you a really nice general. They give you a nice general, but I wouldn't really bother too much with the puzzles as a whole. It's basically, they introduced puzzles as a way to get people in and playing the game, which it has drastically increased the amount of people playing this game, although a lot of people kind of come for the puzzles and then leave when they realise it's not really a puzzle game at all. It's more of a marketing ploy. But anyway, we're just upgrading along. Oh, we've ran out of stone again. That's actually good timing because I wanted to show you this little thing anyway. So frequently in Evony, there's things called events that occur. Now these events give out special rewards and things like that for doing certain activities. To check if an event's on, if you have a look on the right hand panel here, you can have a look at some of these icons. And so I'm going to click the one that's one in from the top right, so it's to the left of the top right, if that makes sense. And it says arena event. So that means that there's an event on. Typically, events last for 10 to 12 days, and then there's about 4 days in between events where there's no real event on. I mean, they have events, but they're kind of rubbish. But the main event cycle is 10 to 12 days with about 3 days off. But the good thing is, if you're making an account for the first time during an event, I'll show you this little trick. So we're going to come to an empty space in our keep. So nearly anywhere that's empty, you can build on. Some of these places, like this one, for example, has a building that will go in there. But generally speaking, you can build whatever you want, wherever you want on the empty spaces. So I'm going to put it over here. I like my market to go over here. I kind of have a standardized way of how I build new accounts and things like that. I always put the market here for some reason. Anyway, so yeah, select the market, build it. This unlocks at keep level 6. It's brilliant. It's great. So the black market says market level 11. So you'll probably get to know that in a later video, the black market. I kind of touched on it earlier, but don't worry about it too much. The really good thing though is the tax. Now, right now we've ran out of stone, and we're going to want some more wood and food as well. And we've got 1,200 gems. So what we can do is we can press tax, and it's going to allow us 2 free taxis. So we'll do that. And we'll get a little bit of stone there. I think there's 40,000 or something popped up. I didn't quite see it properly. But the real thing is the taxing gift. Now, let me show you this taxing gift. So it gives you 100,000 of each resource. Gives you some materials, which aren't super useful right now. But it does give you 50 times 10 minute speed ups. So that's 500 minutes worth of speed ups, so nearly 10 hours. Plus 400,000 resources in total, so it's an absolutely great thing to get. So what we're going to do is, so we have 1,200 gems in total, and we have the option to select between 3 different resource types. So we're going to put in 400 gems into taxing each of these, because basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the amount of taxing gifts that we get. So the more you tax, the more it costs to do another one. So for example, here it's 2. Then it's 6, then it's 12, then it's 20, then it's 30, then it's 40. You see it's going up and up and up. So that's why we're kind of spreading it across it, because what we really want is we want these things, these taxing gifts. They're really, really great. In the early game, they're perfect. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up some of the resources we've just got. Now, we're going to get this message. It says the resources gained could be plundered, yada, yada, yada. Click don't show this again for today. Don't need to worry about this right now, okay? Until you reach, I think it's keep level 16, your resources are pretty protected. If somebody attacks you, they're not going to steal very much resources. And you'll actually still have your bubble up until keep 11 anyway. Anyway, back to upgrading our keep. So here we go. We can just storm through this now. We're cooking with gas. We've got loads of speed ups. We've got loads of resources. We're doing really, really well. But yeah, there's a reason we're getting to keep 11, and that is basically when you have the ability to set presets and start joining rallies and things like that. Well, technically speaking, you can join rallies at keep level 9. However, I prefer to wait until keep level 11 because it's not really too much more difficult to get to than keep level 9. And it also means you can get presets, so that's going to save you a little bit of time. A preset is just a way of presetting a configuration for an army type. So you know, you might have a preset that says, okay, I want 1,000 horses, or cavalry, or mounted as they're actually called in Evony, and I want 2,000 ranged troops or archer troops, you know, in the same army. I'll send out that army every single time. But yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about that as we come to it. So that's just the world map right now. Again, I'll talk about that later. You don't need to know it right now. Right now, we're just building the perfect account to get set up quickly, okay? You know, you can play around in your own time, but I'm not here to do that. I'm just showing you guys the best way to build your account early game. So we're just going to continue upgrading. We're just spamming the buttons. Nothing really hard brain-wise going on right now, which is good because I've had a very long day. So we're just going to click some buttons, you know, nice and easy. Smash those upgrade buttons. Let's get everything to a great level. Oh, there we go. We're going to level up our moniker and things like that. For now, we're just going to click confirm. I'll come back to that in a later video. I know I keep on saying all this, but trust me, if you stick with it, you're going to learn lots. You're going to build a great account. You're not going to make any mistakes early game. That's one of the issues that people always have, is that they will start off Evony and they don't really know too much about it, and they think that they're making progress. However, they can actually make some errors that will later hinder their performance and their growth. So that's why, you know, we're just going to stay away from that stuff for now. I'll come back and I'll talk about it later on, but we're really just focused on getting this keep level up. So now we're at keep level 10. And we're actually almost nearly towards the end of the video. So this video is just going to be on keep level 1 to getting to keep level 11. So we're just going to do these last little upgrades, and then I'll do a little bit of a chat and fill you guys in about some things. But the next video will actually be about keep level 11 and why it's so great and why it's so useful. Because it is really, really useful. It's the turning point of the game. It's when the game actually starts to get real, if you like. You know, right now we're just smashing buttons. You know, it's very basic, very mind-numbing stuff. Keep level 11 is when it starts to get real. As you can see, it says your beginner protection will be disabled and you will be able to attack other players. Although this also means other players are able to attack you. But don't worry about it. We're going to click confirm, we're going to go for it, and we'll be okay. So, in your city buff, so if you click on your keep, you can see your city buffs. There is no truce agreement. Your truce agreement basically puts a shield around your keep and all your subordinate cities. Again, I'll talk to you about subordinate cities later. And it means that they cannot be attacked. We currently do not have a shield on this account, but that's okay because nobody is really going to be attacking a keep 10, keep 11. If you do get attacked, don't worry about it. It's super easy to come back from. Excuse me there, sorry. Yeah, it's super easy to come back from, and everything will be okay. You'll be able to bounce back straight away and get back to growing. So they do give you an 8-hour truce. We're not even going to use it. We're not even going to bother about using it. It's totally fine. We're going to click speed up, and we're going to click finish all, and it's going to say we've not got enough time. So that's totally cool. So what do we do when we've not got enough time in these early days? We go back to our items, we open up all those good rewards that we earned for upgrading our keep level, which has been great. So we're going to get all these goodies. And there we go. So we're getting speed ups, we're getting gems, we're getting a bunch of other things. What else are we getting? We're getting some armor. We're going to get some treasure maps. Loads of good stuff going on there. Good stuff which I will talk about in future videos, because like I said before, right now I'm just building you guys the greatest setup early game. But we'll go in depth about everything at a future date. So right now we've got 18 hours left on this keep, and we've got 1400 gems to finish it, and we only have 861. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the market, we're going to press tax, we're going to divide 860, which off the top of my head is 200 and something. Math has never really been my strong point. Let's do 230 for now, so we're going to tax another 5 times on this one. And we didn't get a tax gift on that one, unfortunately. Sometimes you won't, it is just your luck. And let's hope we get some on this one. We didn't get any on that one, so I think we just get one there. Oh, we got 3. Okay, so we got 3 on our first one, so that was actually really quite lucky. So that's given us another couple of hours. And there we go. Or sorry, another couple of hours. That given us 10 times 150. Which is great. So it's about 20 odd hours or something like that. Again, math not my strong point. We're going to click use, and there we go. We are at keep 11, and that marks the end of this video, unfortunately. The next video will be up, so go ahead and check that out. That'll be in the description, or if you're reading alongside on the blog, theoryofgames.com, it will be in the next guide. I will explain about all the hard work that we have just done. I'm going to go into depth about why it's so special being in keep level 11. The next steps that you have to take, where is the next kind of things that you should do, what should you build, what should you research, is it time to make troops yet, and all those things that will answer all the questions you will have, okay? So I'll see you in the next video. This is theoryofgames.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
Theoria, the mobile shortcut to victory. Check us out at theoryofgames.com.